Welcome to Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review. I'm Kathy Dantzler. We're looking back at the stories that informed and inspired us, so let's get into it. First, let's look at some highlights in city business. At the beginning of 2017, Rockville welcomed its new city manager, and the mayor and council took initiative to make diversity a priority. While the city hosted its first Pride Day and decided to fly the United Nations flags as a sign of inclusiveness. Rockville will start 2017 with a new city manager. Meet Mr. Robert DiSpirito. Rockville's mayor and council chose Mr. DiSpirito back in November. He comes to Rockville from Florida and has 3 decades of service in local government. Being a Pennsylvania native, this husband and father of 2 is excited about moving back to the mid-Atlantic region where he and his family can enjoy the change of seasons.
I first came to, the leaves were still on the trees when I was interviewing. It was gorgeous. I had a chance to bring my wife, Evangelina, up, and she got to catch that. We don't see much in the way of seasons in Florida.
And his appreciation of the city goes beyond its beautiful landscape.
One of the things that attracted me to this opportunity was the fact that this town has a national reputation for quality of life and being a well-run city, and that doesn't mean necessarily just from the top. It takes everybody to run the city organization, everybody at every level. City managers are the ultimate jack of all trades, masters of none. I surround myself with a lot of smart people and experts.
And DiSpirito plans to foster an open dialogue with city employees to create an environment where innovation and creativity will soar.
Be prepared to talk to me. I have always thought, not just because I'm Italian and I can relate to families, but because I've understood and observed over time that the best organizations are ones that really do try to feel like a team and a family. And ultimately, it's actions, not words. I can say things to employees that they like to hear, but it isn't. I'm not saying them because I want them to just like it. I want them to understand that when I get great ideas and that when they tell me concerns or problems or safety issues, that there will be follow-up. And it's the action that follows that builds credibility, not the words.
As city manager, he understands that his job goes beyond his desk here at City Hall.
I'd like to engage the business community in our mission to a greater extent, not only from an economic development standpoint where we want them to flourish and stay, but also I think for what we can learn from good, sound business practices that will help us be more efficient, help keep taxes down, help us stretch the dollars further, which means that we can sustain the services that we offer.
You can also read more about the new city manager by checking out our online newsletter. Just head to rockvillereports.com.
Really was to reaffirm that Rockville is still the same welcoming place that it has been.
And that started Rockville's very first town hall meeting on diversity. It was a chance for the mayor and council to be face-to-face with the citizens that depend on them. And this town hall took a more traditional approach. 7 circles with an elected official or city employee and residents to discuss 2 questions that are designed to open up a conversation.
As we continue to merge together, to blend as a blended America, then it's good for us to come together and see what people are thinking and where there are ways that we could do things better and ways that we can all, learn together. I'm thinking building bridges.
Rockville believes in the strength of its diverse community and that there are special things that need to be done to make sure everyone feels included. And the first step is to listen.
I hope that we as elected officials will do more listening, because it's very important that people know that we are there for them and that we want to hear if they're having an issue, if there's something that they feel that we can do. As a mayor and council, as an elected person, then we want to step up to the plate and do what we can for our citizens.
Each of us on the mayor and council champions the diversity, and we want to make sure that everybody knows where we as a body stand.
As the city continues to navigate through the current climate of the country, the mayor and council wanted a chance for residents to get a positive dose of government in the form of an open conversation.
Well, we're here to celebrate our diversity, and we're going to be in small groups tonight, but basically we're going to be answering a lot of hatred with love tonight.
Residents welcomed the conversation about how to make the city more inclusive, not just culturally, but generational and economically.
We also discussed the encouragement of younger people participating in their local government. We've discussed internships, summer programs that can be a great help.
We have a very diverse student population in high school. So just for Asian, there are about 30% of Asian students in Woodton High School. So diversity certainly is a hot topic.
We talked about housing and also spending of public dollars equitably across the entire city.
This is very casual. It's information gathering. We're looking to have circles of conversation, and we'll gather all the information. The city will gather all the information together, put it together in a proper report and format of people's concerns, their issues, what they think is good, what they think should get improvement, and then get a report back to the public and hopefully have some more meaningful dialogue.
And you can sign up to find out more about what happened at this town hall and more about the city's diversity initiatives by heading to rockvillemd.gov/diversitytownhall.
We are here because we are celebrating diversity.
But be positive. Carry your head high amongst everybody else.
Rockville is a very diverse community, and so we welcome everyone.
There are moments in those days when I consider it a bad hair day.
The City of Rockville has recognized the LGBTQ plus community and has decided to celebrate Pride Month.
This event is so important because it is the first of hopefully many events where we are celebrating a portion of our community.
We had a good crowd of people here. We had some great speakers.
My better place for her is without labels.
But in the days to come, it is going to be important for this community to know that Rockville's got its back.
Thank you all very much.
There's more than 190 flags flying around Rockville. The idea came from you, the community, during our Diversity Town Hall earlier this year. And now there's an easy and fun way to keep track of them all. The Flags Over Rockville interactive map allows you to search by flag or country name. Just head to rockvillemd.maps.arcgis.com and click on the Flags Over Rockville map. There, you will find the location of each nation's flag. You can also type in the country name in the search bar at the top of the screen. And even better, you can take it on the go because this map is mobile friendly. So explore Rockville and find your national flag. Then send us a selfie on Twitter at Rockville411 or at Rockville11. Use the hashtag FindYourFlagRKV. Still to come on Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review. 2017 was the year Rockville City Police Department let the public behind the badge, among other things. And later, we take a look at some of Rockville 11's stories, focusing on the legacy of learning. It's all on the way right after this.
Introducing Ride On Extra, coming to Route 355, fall of 2017. The bus with less stop and more go. Regular Ride On service has 80 stops between Lake Forest Transit Center and the Medical Center Metro Station. Ride On Extra has 85% fewer stops. Plus, Ride On Extra is all about the extras. Free Wi-Fi, USB charging ports, real-time info displays, and runs every 10 minutes. It's Ride On Extra. Less stop, more go.
Welcome back to Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review. Rockville 11 put the spotlight on the Rockville City Police Department as the search begins for a new police chief. And RCPD opened their headquarters to the public. Plus, we got to know the Rockville City Police dispatchers. Take a look. Rockville City Manager Rob DiSpirito is looking for your input as the process begins to find Rockville's next police chief. You can help by filling out a special survey in November's edition of Rockville Reports. From what should be the new chief's top priorities to how to improve communication with the community. The 9-question survey is a very important part of the process. You can also fill out the survey online at rockvillemd.gov/chief survey. And for translation help, you can call 240-314-8613. So make sure you fill out the survey and mail it back by December 1st. Remember, Rockville, your voice matters.
With what you want to do is you want to call this number and then press 0.
If you live in Rockville and call 911, there's a person on the other end of the call that is ready to give you the help you need.
It's going to be -29 because they have a valid license that expires in 7/7.
And dispatchers not only help with emergency calls, they also monitor all city facilities too.
We can have citizen call, and our dispatchers are trained to do repetitive persistence, calling the person on the phone, getting them to understand that help's on the way, and it's important that they stay calm so we can ask the questions to get the answers to provide the officers the update. Between May of last year and May of this year, our agency had just under 115,000 calls. That's a combination of calls for service for the citizens, public works notifications that people are calling us for a water main break, things of that nature.
These dispatchers have a long history of helping the residents of Rockville.
I love what I do. I love the people I work with. Oh, we make a difference. There's no doubt.
I started dispatching with Montgomery County when I was 18, back when they were down in the bomb shelter. And the cards went down a little track, and you hit a button, beep, beep, and they knew something was coming.
In an emergency, you can call 911 from any phone within the city, and these dispatchers will assist you. But if you don't have an emergency and need to contact the police department, call 240-314-8900.
Today is the Rockville Community Police Open House. It's an important day for our community to come out, support our police officers and animal control officers. It's what community policing is about.
We feel that we want to be one with the community, and we need to build their trust and have them understand what we do. Today's a great opportunity for them to come out and ask questions, to see the equipment that we use, to understand why we use some of the equipment, the different vehicles, and it's just a great opportunity for the young kids to interact with the police officers and let them know that we're their friends, that we're here to help them.
We just have a very active, population. I know people are serious about where they live and where they work, and I think our police just form their cohesion to all this.
There's much more on the way on Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review. Next, we share some stories of education and inspiration, and check out some of Rockville 11's features on what makes Rockville so great. So stay with us. Welcome back to Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review. Now we're featuring a group of stories that highlight the teachers and students of Rockville schools. From a memorial of a beloved high school principal to a group of classmates who fought for the right to learn. And one local middle school teacher and his students who are working to change the course of history.
Dr. Dorn empowered his students with unbridled enthusiasm and confidence in our ability to achieve and make a difference.
And now Dr. Michael J. Dorn's legacy lives on, as the city names a bridge after this beloved Wooten High School principal.
The emails and letters we received from some of his former students just made very clear what an impact he had had in so many people's lives.
And that's why the 3-lane bridge on Wooten Parkway, just south of the high school, now carries his name. Dr. Dorn served for 12 years as principal until a heart condition took his life in August of 2015. Both Dorn's legacy and this bridge are considered the connection point between Wootton High School and the community.
Dorn was there in the rain and the heat, cheering each one of us on individually.
He was definitely the kind of educator that we all want our children to be under as they get ready for the next phase of their lives.
For Rock 11 Now Weekly, I'm Craig Buchanan.
The school, they took a poll of what do you want to name the school? And the students came up with George Washington Carver, the noted scientist.
As Rockville 11 celebrates Black History Month, we want to shine a light on a part of Rockville's history that still lives on today. Turning back the hands of time to a place in America's history that most aren't proud of. The era of segregation. Back then, Black students who lived in Montgomery County had to travel outside the county to continue their education past elementary school. So, in 1951, when George Washington Carver High School and Junior College opened its doors, it was the beginning of the change that was needed to push for equality in education. Carver was the first all-African American high school and junior college in Montgomery County.
For the first time in a long time, we as a Black community, we had something brand new, and that was exciting.
We got new books, and it was the first time the boxes and things were opened by the students and put here and there and so forth.
What a great opportunity I had to be educated in such a wonderful school and such wonderful teachers.
They were so proud that they fought so hard to get a new high school, and that was important for them.
And while the fight against segregation was going on outside, the students inside Carver were somehow sheltered from the struggle once they entered the building.
The social life was wonderful. The kids that did go to the integrated schools really missed it when we talk about Carver.
Right.
They say we really missed that.
This was the center of our community for us as teenagers. This is where you could go and you knew you were going to be safe because you had teacher chaperones, you had your friends. This was the place you came to or stayed late and went home, you know, and you felt safe and you could do that.
The other thing is that this whole back row are musicians. Wow. We all played in the band with Mr. Herbert J. Still. And that is what impressed me so much about this school. They had the music, and I still play music today.
If these walls could talk, they would tell you the stories of learning, love, laughter, and a tale of a bond that only those who walked the halls of Carver could understand. The achievement gap between white and Asian students and their African American Latino counterparts is getting smaller, but there is still work that needs to be done. In Maryland, the high school graduation rate for whites and Asians is above 90%, but are below 80% for blacks and Latinos. Efforts to close the achievement gap began to get national attention once the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 was passed. And according to the National Education Association, schools that close achievement gaps, in part, focus on improving learning for all students, maintaining a no excuses attitude, persist through difficulties and setbacks, and celebrate accomplishments. Here in Rockville, a Julius West Middle School history teacher has chosen to take the challenge of closing that achievement gap head on.
So you guys are at a good place, but we can't just stop there, right? What are we going to do to make sure other students, right, who are just like us, are achieving, right, at their highest level, Right? What can we do as a group to make sure that they reach their potential?
To answer that question, Jerome Price decided to create the Jaguar Scholars Leadership Program with aspiring African American and Latino students.
The goal of the program is to come up with a project that's going to address the achievement gap that we see between African American and Latino students and their white and Asian counterparts. And so what can be done in the classroom to support them?
And that support includes going outside the classroom.
We can talk about, kids being engineers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, but the key is going to be connecting them. Seeing someone having a model that they can actually talk to face, communicate with, goes a long way. And so my other goal for this program is to connect students with the right people.
Connecting these potential leaders of tomorrow with the leaders of today is also a way to bridge the gap.
I think Rockville as a community embraces our ability to talk to people, and the opportunity at the local level of government is that we are the closest to the people. And so to be able to have the students come in and just very directly and very respectfully ask some really tough questions. They're in tune, they're smart, they want to be engaged, and they really want to know where the country's going, where they can make a difference.
We had questions earlier, and a few people talked about the achievement gap and about closing the achievement gap, and that's what we are trying to do, so that's why I chose this group.
I think it's a great opportunity for myself to help others and just to help myself be a part of the greater good.
I chose to be a member of the Jaguar Scholars because it presents multiple opportunities to become a better leader and become more involved in the community, and I think that's excellent.
Despite their cultural or financial background, these young scholars are ready to do whatever it takes to make sure that the achievement gap gets smaller for them and future generations.
I think of how weird I must look as like a Latino girl who loves to read and it's like has straight A's, and I kind of just want to empower that in others.
In the fall of 2017, the Jaguar Scholars held their inaugural elections, teaching them not only how to be part of the democratic process, but how to be effective public speakers.
I wanted to step up to the plate so that you are able to do what you want for JSLP. Vote Diego Risco for treasurer.
It makes me feel important because I started something and I know that others are doing the same thing, and it's like I'm leaving a mark in the past, and like I can see all the progress that I have made by others.
And where there's now an achievement gap, Mr. Price and the Jaguar Scholars are building a bridge between the expectations of the past and the possibilities of the future.
We aren't just what you think we are. We are more, and we are better. We can do greater things that people even put on us. We can get straight A's. We can read. We can do anything we put our minds to, and I think that's important for everybody to know.
Up next, we share stories of peace, appreciation, and sisterhood. It's all on the way when Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review returns. Rockville's premier source for news and information is now online. RockvilleReports.com is your online source for all the latest happenings in the city, from videos, pictures, even links to the city's website. RockvilleReports.com, your digital source for all things Rockville. And finally, on Rock 11 Now Weekly's 2017 Year in Review, Rockville saw its share of extraordinary people doing big things, from a mother's mission to continue her son's legacy of peace, to some local seniors who took their appreciation for Rockville's first responders to the streets, and 6 decades of a sisterly bond that stands the test of time. Let's look at some of these special stories from 2017. Peace Day in Rockville, and a mother's journey to make peace a priority and not just a concept.
The Peace Day party began the year after Maddie died. He died in June of 2004, and his birthday is in July.
It's a tradition that began with Maddie Stepanik's gift to inspire and his mission for peace.
By July of 2005, we were doing fundraising to help build the Peace Garden in the Maddie J.T. Stepanik Park. Once the park was built, it sort of evolved into a celebration of peace that happened on Maddie's birthday. This year, 2017, I actually have been facing a lot of health challenges. And when Mayor Newton found out that we weren't going to have the party, she said, wait a minute, we need to have the party. We do this every year. Let's have the city get more involved.
And that's just what Rockville did, making sure to help Jenny's message that peace is possible is shared across the city.
The leadership and citizens of Rockville, Maryland, they inspire me. They're not just saying peace matters. Anybody can say peace matters and then have a list of reasons why they can't put peace on a calendar, why they don't have time for a peace event, why they can't put peace education in the schools, why they can't add an element of peace to their diversity program, to their sister city program. Anybody can come up with excuses. The city of Rockville is not coming up with excuses. They're coming up with celebrations and solutions, and that inspires me.
But Jenny's passion to promote peace goes beyond keeping her son's legacy alive. It serves a much greater purpose.
My goal is never to keep Maddie's legacy alive. I believe in Maddie's message of peace. I believe in all of the very concrete choices and activities and attitudes and actions that he laid out as a blueprint or a template for peace. I believe in that so strongly that I work hard to keep sharing those concepts with more and more people so that peace continues to grow even in his absence.
We're walking to honor our firefighters, our police officers, and our first responders, to just show them gratitude for everything that they do on a daily basis. They're our unsung heroes.
They provide a lot of service to the Senior Center, and this walk is sponsored by the Senior Center.
Thank God for all you do. We appreciate it.
They're always there for your service.
Thank you for always being there for us. We appreciate your support. We support you in every way.
That I love them very much, and they forget themselves to go and do what they do for everybody, in particular for us, the elderly.
We love the police, we love our fire department, we love Rockville, we love our senior center.
This is just our way. It's a very small token of our appreciation for everything that they've done for us.
Rockville's first ever Oktoberfest was a big success as hundreds of people turned out for the music and games, arts and crafts, food, and of course, the beer.
It's cool that there are community events like this and that the local breweries are participating. I like everybody for being out here and being a part of this.
Oktoberfest was one of the final events to cap off a week of festivities celebrating 60 years of the sister city relationship with the city of Pinneberg in the northern state of Schleswig-Holstein in Germany.
We've lived in places with sister cities and all that before, so it's pretty cool to see Rockville doing that.
Our goal was to be at least one step higher than what Pinneberg did for us in May, June, and I think we've accomplished that.
I'm very glad to be here for the 60th anniversary of Sister City, and they make a very great time for us here.
Learn more about the Rockville Sister Cities program at rockvillesistercities.org. For Rock 11 Now Weekly, I'm Paul Westlake.
Thanks for joining us as we looked back on some of our favorite stories from 2017. And you can count on Rockville 11 to be your source for everything you need to know about Rockville in 2018. And you can always check out our latest happenings on our online newsletter at rockvillereports.com. And join in on the conversation and check out our posts by signing up for Nextdoor at nextdoor.com. And keep up with Rockville 11 by subscribing to our City of Rockville YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Twitter at Rockville 11, on Instagram at Rockville MD, and like us on Facebook. For the entire Rock 11 Now Weekly team, I'm Kathy Dantzler. Happy New Year, Rockville!